Hey y'all, this is SWV Review. Now, if you haven't seen the full episode, don't worry because the link to the full episode is down below in the description box. So go ahead and hit me up with a like just for hooking you up, alright? Because I got you. I know I have been waiting to see it and I finally just saw it, so I'm hooking you up. Hook me up with a like now, alright? Thanks. Alright, for everybody else that's going to stay and watch it, let's get into it, shall we? Alright, so first off, it's SWV and Corey. They're all at dinner or lunch or whatever, and they're talking about the business. And Corey is telling them, I got a interview set up for you. I got a photo shoot set up with Control for you. And have more studio sessions with Lamb. Lamb is the producer. Be right before you go to Jamaica, so hopefully you can get a new song done, before you go to Jamaica, and you could do your new song in Jamaica. So then he asked Taj, Taj, what did the doctor say about you getting, you working? And Taj is like, well, he kind of told me I could work. And he was like, so he didn't actually release you to go work. And she's like, well, no, but he said if I get rest, so I can still do this and get plenty of rest. And he's like, oh, okay. And Coco's like, oh, the last thing we need is Taj to, for something to happen to her again, because she just trying to get over pneumonia and she's still's not 100%. And Lily goes and says, look, we can do all this working, but look, my man is coming to town. He's driving all the way here to come see me, so I got to spend some time with him. And Corey's like, what kind of shit is like, you the main one that complain about working, but now you got work and you gonna put off for your boyfriend. And she's like, look, I'm gonna work, but I'm gonna spend time with my boyfriend too, alright? So just chill. So then they go on, take the photo shoot or whatever. And guess who's yawned and guess who looks so tired? It's Taj. And Taj is not 100%, girl, don't kill yourself, over this. You do need your rest. Taj is yawning, all kind of stuff. They go take the interview. And the interviewer is asking SWV all these types of questions. So, what kind of sex things do you like? How do you like to start off getting sex with your man? And Todd is like, well, I like to, make love to his mind first, and then I'll take over his body. And Lily's like, okay, whatever. And they ask, Lily is like, I like to do something different. And they was like, okay, what's something different? She was like, I like to give him a face bath. A face bath. And then Coco's like, oh Lord, what is that? Got something to do with his butt? And she's like, no. And then she's like, okay, I don't even want to know. So Taj is like, well, tell me, whisper in my ear. And Lily like, I like to sit on his face. And Taj is like, oh yeah, girl, do that too. And Coco's like, oh wow, this is too much for me. It's like, Coco, you do that too. She's like, no, I don't. And then like, Coco, you talk about sex all the time. She's like, well, I don't like to talk about it in public. So then the interviewer asked her, how's everything going with your family, Lily? She's like, everything is well. And he asked her, well, what about your daughter? There have been, rumors or allegations that she had been a call girl. And she was like, seriously? For real? You gonna ask me that? And he like, well, I didn't want to ask you those, but this is my job, I don't want to ask you those kind of things. And she was like, okay, I'm not gonna answer it. And he like, for real? And she like, for real. And he's like, oh, okay, so got awkward for him. But I understand Why she don't want to answer that? One, this is about SWV. She'll answer any question they ask her about her sex life. She'll answer that. But when it comes to her daughter, she's like very protective because now she just finding out that her daughter was violated when she was 4 years old by somebody that was babysitting her. So I get why she's overprotective from her. So Coco ends up walking up to her. She's sitting down in the back or something. She's like, "What's going on?" She's like, "I can't believe he would sit there and ask me about my daughter. Like, for real though, why would you ask me about my daughter and her being a call girl? That's none of your business." And Coco's like, "Well, I get it." And Lily's like, "Well, Margaret just told me, that she had been molested by somebody that was babysitting her when she was 4 years old." And Coco's like, "Wow." She was like, and it's just so crazy, I don't get it. Why she never told me that. And Coco's like, "Well, I went through that too. I was molested, around 5 or 6. And I was molested in the church." And Lily's like, "Really?" And Coco's like, "Yeah, what happened was I was in the bathroom and some complete stranger came off the street, went in the bathroom around the same time I was in there, and he molested me." And she's like, "Well, did you tell your mom?" She's like, "Yeah, as soon as, I left the bathroom, I ran to my mom." And she's like, "Well, I just don't get why my daughter wouldn't tell me this." And it's just, so stressful for just, trying to make sure that she stays on the right path. Honey, that is crazy. It makes me wonder, like, do you think, put that down below in the comment box. Do you think people were, I know people get molested now, raped, all kind of things. But do you think back in the day that they were molested more? Because it's just interesting that the whole group had been molested before. Ty just said it on, not even an episode, it was, Watch with SWV. So after the show comes on, they show it again, but SWV is actually watching it and giving their commentary on it. And Ty said she had been molested by her cousin. So I just find it interesting that a whole group, everybody in the group, had been molested. So do y'all think that people have been molested more back in the day or more now, or do you think it's about the same? I don't know. Maybe people back in the day didn't feel comfortable telling anybody, or it could be truthfully all of them were molested when they were kids. So could be that, nobody really believes the child when they say like that. They usually tell them that, "Oh, you're lying, you're making this up," stuff like that. So what do what's your opinion on that? I want to know. So leave a comment down below. Alright, so we're going to move on from that. So Lily man comes to town. Lily's in the house. Her man comes all the way from Charlotte, 3-hour drive. And she's, it's chaos in the house. Her daughter is getting on her nerves, asking her, "Mom, have you seen this?" And her son is being annoying. She's holding the baby. The baby's crying. She's like, "Get out my face. I'm serious. Just get out my face right now. I'm not playing." And, and she's stressed out. She's like, "Look, you welcome to my home, all right? You see what's going on?" He's like, "Well, maybe I can help you out with the baby." My question is, that is your son's child. Why are you, taking on the burden of your son? Your son don't like he doing the damn thing. You just sent him to his room, basically. He's like 23, 24 years old. Why are you so stressed out with his child? I understand helping him out, but it basically looks like that's your responsibility. I don't know. I think he too old for that shit. But then again, I don't know the full story on it, but that's his baby, okay? I don't want to hear he's a male, she's a female. No, that's his daughter. That's his baby. He can take care of her too. So, I don't know. I think Lily do need to give her kids some tough love. Both of them are grown. They live with her. You want that, that's fine, but you can't keep babying them. That nigga is a father now, and he needs to step up, alright? And, her boyfriend is like, you taking on a lot, and I just think that you should give your kids some tough love. Both of them live off you, and they don't work. And, you're babying them. And she's like, well, Margaret is going through a hard time right now, and she keeps looking for jobs, but she can't get it. And he's like, well, that's like chronic out of work or some shit like that. And she's like, look, you came all to here and we talking about my kids. Don't want to do that right now. So then Coco ends up coming over to babysit her granddaughter. Again, why is her son not watching the child? Like, come on now. Coco comes over and Lily and her man go out to eat. Coco's like, I hope this go good because Coco don't like babies and babies don't like Coco. And I'm like, okay, then why the hell you watching them? But she just trying to look out for her girl since she know that she's stressed out about her daughter. So they go out to dinner and her man is sitting there talking about her kids again. Well, I think that you need to be tougher on them. You need to, push your daughter into working. And Lily's like, well, she left before, it didn't work out. And he's like, well, you're always making excuses. And then he goes in to talk about, well, I talked to Mike. Mike is Coco's husband. And I think that we should, hang out together, go on a double date. She's like, for what? He's like, to promote. To promote what? He's like, well, to promote, relationship, togetherness. He just want to hang out with his buddy. All right, come on now. Excuse me, y'all. Something's on my screen. All right. Oh, shit. Excuse me, y'all. I messed up my notes. Hold on. All right, so they end up, coming back or whatever. Coco is stressing with this baby or whatever. The baby ain't feeling her, is crying. She's like, you know what? I got something for you, okay? Sister Hot Pants. And she's like, yes, okay? Here's some Chanel or here's some Gucci. Alright, yeah, I knew you would like this. I get it too. And I'm like, alright. This baby is tired. That's the only reason why it stopped crying, because no damn clothes is gonna stop this baby from crying, Coco. I don't even understand how she had kids and she ain't that good with babies. So Coco and Lily, Taj, they all at the studio or whatever. Coco does her part. Coco does good. Lily does hers. She does good. Taj goes in. Her throat is cracking. Her voice is cracking. It's like, and the damn producer is like, come on, Taj, you gotta try this again. She's like, well, can we just double this? And they like, no, you can't double it. You gotta try it again. And she's struggling. So the next day, Coco meets up with her and she's like, hey, girl. She's like, look, I think you need to go to a vocal coach. And Todd is getting all the piss. What? I don't need to go to no vocal coach. Have you been to a vocal coach? And Coco's like, yeah, I've been to a vocal coach. And she's like, okay, well, did it help you some? She was like, no, child, this is a gift from God. Coco don't need no help. And she's like, well, if you ain't getting no help, what makes you think that I need help with it? She's like, look, you just came from having a pneumonia. Your vocals ain't 100%. The vocal coach is going to help you get your vocals back strong. You have a beautiful voice. shut up and stop talking right now and listen. Alright, you always say I don't care and I'm too selfish and I have a wall up. Now I'm telling you that I think you need this help. Alright? Because you have a beautiful voice, but you just need to get your vocals back together. Because you're not 100% right now. And Taj is like, well, alright. She's like, okay, just listen to Coco, alright? Taj goes to the vocal coach. She sounds bad. The vocal coach is got her running around the room, jumping up and down, all kind of stuff, getting her back in shape. So then she goes back to the studio. The producer calls Lily in. Lily smashes. And then he's like, alright, Taj, the shit that we recorded before, it didn't sound so good. So we're going to need you to do this again. And Taj is like, well, alright. I did go to the vocal coach. So she goes in there and she does great. After she comes out, she's like, oh, this is great. We got to take this to Jamaica so we can have this new song or whatever. And they like, it's another producer named Big D. He's like, I don't know about no taking it to Jamaica. And Lamb's like, yeah, I don't know about that either. And they was like, what do you mean? They was like, we got to get paid. And they was like, you ain't get paid. And they like, no, we ain't got our money yet. And they was like, all right. Call Corey in. They tell Corey, and they ain't been paid. Corey's like, look, I didn't know that. Marcus never told me that y'all had not been paid, but don't worry. Y'all gonna get your money, the business is going to get handled, and they can take their song to Jamaica. Big D is like, they ain't taking nothing. Corey's like, look, alright, this is my word. The business is gonna get handled, alright? Y'all gonna get paid. Let them have this track. They like, look, I don't care what you say. Ain't nothing gonna happen until I get my money. And Corey's like, look, I told you was gonna get paid, alright? And so the Lamb is like, excuse me, ladies, I just need y'all to, step outside so we can handle this. I don't want this to mess up the creativity. And they like, for real, you kicking us out? He like, ain't no big deal. I just want to handle this, and I'm going to call y'all back in. They're like, all right. So then, it's just the producers and Corey. Corey go back and forth like, I don't understand, we gonna handle this. I'm gonna talk to Marcus. Lamb like, well, it sounds like you need to get Marcus on the phone right now. But the music, y'all ain't getting the music. And he's like, look, Lamb, I know me and you straight. My word is bond, basically. Alright, we gonna get this handled. And y'all can just get a girls a track to have in Jamaica. Big D like, look, I don't care who you is or anything like that with this damn pipe in his mouth. I never seen him this whole episode. He had a damn pipe in his mouth. Not 1 second without it. I don't give a damn who you is. You ain't getting this. Corey like, alright, look, I don't know you, but you need to chill out because you need to go ahead and get on this track. I said the business gonna get taken care of. And Big D like, look, Big D get up, and I see why his name is Big D. This nigga like 6'6", 300 pounds. He is not playing no games. Corey like, I don't give. You better ask my mama. This my town. He like, I don't give a fuck about no damn town. Corey's about to get stomped on, okay, with his little ass. I'm glad he got heart. He was taking up for the girls. He wanted them to get that song. But he was about to get his ass whooped. Alright. And so, I was about to say Mama D. Big D is trying to get to him. Lamb ends up holding him back. Corey come back in the room like, I don't care what you say. You better get a lick on me. Alright, because I ain't playing that. Alright. And Lamb's like, look, you need to get out or whatever. Corey goes out there. The girls are standing outside. They like, what's up, Corey? Did you get the song? He like, no, I ain't get it. And he's all out of breath. And it's like, what you mean you ain't get it? He's like, I just had a little altercation in there with Big D. It's like, you had an altercation, you got in a fight. He's like, look, alright, we had an altercation. And they're like, he's a big dude, Corey. You fought him? And he's like, he ain't nothing but 3 niggas in one. It's like, Corey, chill out, alright? So Big Lamb comes out, and they like, what's up, what's up? And Corey like, chill out, he was just trying to break it up. And they're like, look, what's going on? We're just trying to get this song, this track done. And Corey's like, Lamb is like, look, alright, he's a little upset right now. We're gonna try to work this out, but I think y'all should just go home, alright? Because this is not good. We just came all the way out here from LA to do this track. I think y'all should just go ahead and go home, and we'll work on this another day. Big D come out like, don't apologize to them. Don't apologize to nobody. And SWV like, man, shut your ass up. The fuck you talking about? They was like, I don't care what he said. We from the Bronx. And Big D bring his big old ass down. I'm like, really? You is not about to fight with these girls. Come on with your big ass. So then they end up, leaving. Hopefully they get the songs. Them songs sound good. It don't seem like they're gonna be able to sing it in Jamaica. But hopefully they do get the business together, because shit, if they don't get them songs, they ain't gonna be ready for the album. So, that's it for, SWV Season 2 episode. What was this? I didn't even say what episode this was. Episode 4. Alright, y'all. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Jazz Chapman, and y'all be easy.